Before we read this story, I would like to teach you how I'd like for you to talk to each other during a lesson, okay? It's important for you to get a chance to talk about what you're thinking when we're reading a book, because good readers are always thinking while they're reading, or while they're looking at a book, or while they're listening to a book. So we're going to practice doing that today. Can I have 2 volunteers?
Me.
Let me have Dylan, and what's your name, sweet? 2 Dylans. Well, let me have Dylan and Dylan right here beside me. Stay sitting right where you are. Dylan and Dylan are going to show you how we turn and talk to each other during a lesson, okay? Dylan, let me see you crisscross applesauce. Now, I'm going to ask you a couple times in this lesson to turn and talk to a partner, but we're only going to talk for a little bit of time. We're not going to talk for a long time. Are we listening?
Yes.
So this is what I'd like for you to do. When I tell you to turn and talk to a partner, you're not going to turn your whole body to your partner. You're just going to turn your head and talk to your partner, okay? Look at that. Exactly right. We're just going to turn our head. We're not going to turn our whole bodies,
Like this?
okay? And then you're just going to talk. And when I say come back to me, you're going to come back to me and we'll continue with the lesson, okay? Now Dylan and Dylan are going to show you what I'm talking about. They're going to practice turning and talking to each other. So Dylan and Dylan, would you turn and tell each other about a time when you had a sleepover? Everybody else, let's watch what they do. Tell about the time when you had a sleepover. And Dylan, what'd you do? What did the rest of you notice about that when they were turning and talking with each other? What did you notice, Sandy?
Be quiet.
Sandy, what did you notice?
They didn't turn around.
You're exactly right. They just turned their head, didn't they? They did exactly what I asked them to do. What else did you notice that they did, Rowdy?
Be quiet.
They were whispering, which was very nice, because when we're all turning and talking at the same time, it might get a little loud, right? So if we're just using our whisper voices, it's going to be nice and easy for you to hear when I want you to talk to me. What else did you notice?
That
Where were they looking at when they were
Both of
talking?
them.
What were they looking
they
at?
were looking at each other.
They were, weren't they? They were looking at each other. They weren't looking all around the room and talking about something else. They were listening to each other and looking at each other. Can we all practice doing that?
Yeah.
Okay, here's what I would like for you to do. In just a second, I'm going to ask you to turn and talk about a time you had a sleepover, but I want you to pay attention to if somebody doesn't have a partner, you could have 3 people turn and talk together, okay? Turn and talk for a minute about a time you had a sleepover.
I don't know. I had a sleepover every Saturday.
All right, very good. Can you come back to me? You guys are very good at turning and talking. I saw all of you just turning your heads. You weren't turning your whole bodies, and you were so quick to come back and give me your attention again. Give yourselves a pat on the back. That was wonderful. Wonderful.